Hello, welcome to another project vlog. In this vlog, I'll be testing the Fireplace Sweater by Madeleine Knits. And she's Madeleine's Knits on both Ravelry as well as on Instagram. And I have joined the test knit through Instagram. I'm really excited. I have gotten started a little bit. So this is my progress so far. I am making the size 2 on the recommended needle size, which is a US 8, a 5mm needle. So I think it's going by a little quicker than I originally anticipated because it is an all over cable textured drop shoulder oversized sweater. And this is what I have so far. So there are twisted ribs and there are cables in it. There are some faux cables with yarn overs, as well as a large chunky, like a braided cable in the middle. And I'm really excited to continue working on this. It's been really fun so far. Currently it's around 11 a.m. on Sunday and I'm just getting started. So I think this will probably take a couple of weeks to make, and I'm just really excited to continue, as I said. The yarn I am using is Lion Brand's Fisherman's wool in the color Natural Ecru. This is the yarn that Maddie of BioThread Knits used for her Dagmar jacket, and I've also used this yarn in 2 different colors for the Harlow V-neck by Kadri. I'll have pictures, and I've actually gifted one to Maddie and gifted the other to June at June Knits, and so I'm really excited to make a sweater for myself in this yarn. This isn't a super soft yarn, but it's also very affordable, and it's 100% wool. It wears really nicely, and so I would highly recommend this yarn if you are looking for something for jackets, for oversized sweaters that go over probably shirts that you wear underneath and such. I would highly recommend. I've also worn it next to skin and it's been fine. This sweater is size inclusive, so it does go up to a finished bust circumference of 75 inches, and it has a recommended ease of 12 inches. I am test knitting the size 2, and for the size for my bust circumference, I'll probably have around 9 to 10 inches of positive ease, which is ideal. For me, ideally, I would have probably closer to 8 inches of positive ease, but just because the recommended ease is 12 inches and I am test knitting this pattern, I decided to just do it so that it's a little more oversized than what I usually go for in an oversized sweater. And so I'm really excited to continue working on this, and I think I've said that 3 times now, but I will continue and I will share with you my progress. I don't think I have anything super big planned for this week or this upcoming week. The weather has definitely turned. All of the leaves are very red now, and I am just so happy to be in this season, in the fall, winter, colder season, working on something called the Fireplace Sweater and something as squishy as this. Good morning, it's just around 7 a.m. and I have done the left panel. Now I'm working on the right panel. I finished the back yoke yesterday and I should be able to hopefully join in the round today if I'm able to do the right panel and then go down and make more progress on it. This is what it looks from the wrong side, and then from the right side the cable should relax with blocking. One of the things though is that I like to cable without a cable needle, and this project isn't the perfect candidate to do that because with the twisted stitches and the twisted rib right here, the twist on the stitch keep wanting to uncurl itself, and so it's kind of hard to catch it and manage it, but I'm still succeeding on doing it. So I guess it's something you can definitely do. It's just one of those projects where it's more fiddly to cable without a cable needle than even though this is 100% wool. So I just wanted to let you know, and I will continue working on it. I just joined in the round, but this is interesting in that the places you join in the round, it's different for the front and the back. So the front, I stopped at row 8, and the back, I stopped at row 24. So when you do the front and the back, you're referring to the chart at different points. So I just have to make sure I don't get confused. And they did put a marker in for every row 1, and so this is 1, and I'll have to count up. So we'll see if there's a better method of how to do it, or if I'll just know the chart by my heart, like by the back of my hand, so that I don't have to refer to the chart. But it's looking very cute. I am going to put it on shorter needles so that I can go through the rows faster, and I am really loving just the whole texture of it. Good morning, it's Thursday around 10 a.m. and I am just now picking this back up. I did a few rounds this morning and it's fun just going in the round, although the charts are at different places, and I'll just continue working on this. I put it down for a couple days, but now I've picked this back up and I'll probably continue it until I finish. Today, Maddie and June are supposed to come, so Maddie at Thread Knits, as well as June.knits on Instagram. So overall, it should be a good day and I'll keep you updated. Maddie and June just left, but June gave me all of her knits that she's completed, but she hasn't blocked yet just because she had her foot surgery. It's hard for her to block things. And so I'm going to block them for her. But first, I think I'm going to weave in her ends because her ends aren't woven in just this one project and some here. So first she has her, this is all June's projects, Lake's pullover, which is so beautiful. And this one I definitely want to make soon. This is by Ozetta. And she also has her stripe overload cardie, and this is the one, our friendship knit, the one that we knit together, and this is by Spectacle Strick Meefering. And I'm not sure what this is called, but this is a test knit that she did for Jessie May, and this is super cool. The stitch is super cool, and so I will definitely weave in the ends and then I'll block it one at a time. Well, that took about an hour, but I am blocking the stripe overload cardie. I've weaved in all the ends in these two projects. The stripe overload cardie was already blocked and I have all the ends, so I hope she won't mind, but I also think that it's going to look so good blocked out, and I can't believe that she was able to finish 3 projects in, I think, the span of a month, so that's amazing. Good morning. It's a little later start to the day. It's around 11 a.m. right now, and it's the next day, Friday. I have not gotten a ton done yesterday, so I was only able to get this much done. It's now easier going in the round, and I don't have to look at the chart every row, and so that's nice. And I only have this much of my current ball left, and so they're huge balls. And so I'm thinking that after I'm done this, I'll go ahead and start the sleeves as well as do the collar first, just because that's what I like to do, and then finish off with just doing a little bit of the body. But at the same time, I'm kind of worried that I'll kind of lose the flow of going in the body, but I think that's still what I'll do. And then it has, I think, twisted rib on the collar as well as the hem, and we're allowed to change it if we want, just for fit issues if we want to. So I might decide to do just a regular rib, but the twisted rib does look really nice. So this is the back. So I'm not sure exactly, but I'll definitely keep you updated. It's looking really nice so far, and I'm really enjoying working on this project. Good morning. It's just around 8 a.m. the next day. So today's Saturday, it's the weekend. And I just decided to continue down the body yesterday because I was kind of feeling lazy. I didn't want to just disrupt the flow of things, especially because I was really getting in the groove of making the cable. So currently, I think I only have maybe 6 more rows to go until it's time to do the ribbing. So today I'm hoping to do the ribbing on the body as well as finish up the collar and get started on the sleeve. And ideally, this will be done by Monday. So it's Saturday. I think I'll have all day today, tomorrow, and Monday, depending on our plans. I think today we changed our daughter's ballet lessons from Sunday to Saturday because she's moved up in class, yay. Now she's able to follow instructions a little better. And so that says change in schedule. We'll probably end up going to Costco. I'm not sure what else we'll do, but usual weekend things. I'm really excited though. I think that this is going to block out so beautifully the cables. I can't stop looking at it. It's just around noon and I'm still working on the body. So I have started the ribbing and I just wanted to stop here or just pause here because I wanted to show you something. The ribbing, it just tells you to do the half twisted rib. And so I tried to make sure that all of my ribbing lined up to these laddering places so that all happens. But for the larger cables, I couldn't control everything. I didn't want to be purling 2-togethers or knitting 2-togethers too many times because I thought that then it would kind of cinch in weird places. And so I think I'm at a point right now where I want to go back, and the places where some of the issue is that one of the sides of the cables, it stops, and then the other side of the twisted rib cable, it continues down. So I think it kind of looks a little uneven, and it's such a minor detail, but I think I want to go back and maybe add a stitch in here since I have been just purling 2-togethers to get the other places to line up, and just making sure that this also stops since the side stops. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but it's such a minor detail, but at the same time, I feel like if I'm the one that's going to be wearing it or seeing it all the time, then it will matter to me. So I'll go ahead and fix it right now. But overall, it looks really great. And I was able to get the 24 centimeters that the designer recommends. It looks quite tight right now, but I think that this will actually stretch out a lot because these cables because they are half twisted ribs and such, these cables are quite tight right now on the yarn, but once I block it, it should kind of all just relax. Good morning. It's around 11 a.m. on Sunday now, and I'm not as far down as I expected, but I feel like I still have hope of finishing this tomorrow. And so I'm working down on the sleeves. I just started. I tried it on. You probably saw the B-roll. It's a little tight, but I think with blocking, it will block out really well. And so I'm not sure. I think with blocking, then that will lengthen how much the sleeves will come down. So I'll probably just follow instructions on the pattern, and then we'll decide on the length of the sleeves at the end. But I have just started. I did the optional short rows, and the designer uses wrap and turns. I use German short rows, so I kind of had to place my German short rows in a slightly different place just so it would follow the pattern. I think it looks really good. That just means that there's more fabric here than here so that you don't get a lot of bunching under the arms, and I think that's really nice as well. So I'll just continue down. There isn't any of the twisted cables or twisted rib cabling in the sleeves, so the sleeves should just go by really quickly. And one of the things I really like about this pattern is that it's really easy to keep your row count because of the faux cables. So the mock cables here, the ones with the little lace detail, those ones, because it's a 4-row repeat, it's really easy to know where you are. So I'm really happy about that. There are decreases every few rounds, every 12 rounds, I think, in the pattern for my size. So for the sleeves, so it should also go by quicker as well. So I'm really excited. I picked up the correct amount the first time, which is actually so nice every time it happens. But also the designer, one of the things I want to mention is that the designer recommends picking up 4 out of 5 stitches on both the collar and the sleeves. So for the collar, what I did was I picked up 1 for 1. She just recommends picking up 4 out of 5 stitches all around. But what I personally modified was I picked up 1 for 1 on any of the straight edges. So the back and the front cast on, I picked up 1 for 1. And then for the ones that are on the side, I picked up every 2 out of 3, and then for the diagonal I picked up 1 for 1 as well. So I think it all just added up to being around the same amount. That I had the exact same amount for the sleeve, for the collar, and I like how the collar fits. I did a little less ribbing just because this isn't the softest wool. I didn't want it to be super close to my neck, and I think with blocking it'll probably stretch out and be a little further down. And for the sleeves, what I did was I picked up 1 for 1 when I did the backward loop cast on here, so for every stitch. And then for all of the way around, instead of picking up 4 out of 5, which would be 80%, I picked up 3 out of 4, which will be 75%, so very similar, and I was able to get the same number. And so that's just a little bit of how I modify slightly the pickup for the collar and the sleeves. I don't think it matters as much in the sleeve, but I think in the collar it just looks and feels better when it's picked up in that method of having slightly different rates of pickup along the edges. So if you are considering this pattern, that's also something to consider. Good afternoon, it's Monday, the next day, and I am still working on the sleeve. I just started the second sleeve, and so I did the short rows. I have to work down. I did around 20 repeats of the faux cables, the mock cables for the sleeve, so I'll just do the same for the next sleeve. And I also did the decreases every 12 rounds, but because it's a moss stitch, you can't tell where the decreases are because the moss stitch changes at the end, so you don't really notice. And I'm really happy with how that came out. I tried it on, it's quite short, but of course with blocking, I expect it to hit around bracelet length. Currently it's hitting where my sweater is hitting right now, and so I think that's a little too short, but I think everything will just relax really beautifully, but who knows. I think with cables as chunky as this, there's a wide margin, and so we'll see how it goes, and I can't wait to finish this. I don't know if I can get it done today, but hopefully today we win the Mariners game against the Blue Jays. But sorry to my Canadian friends. I have been living in Seattle. My husband is from Toronto, so he's, I think, going more for the Blue Jays, but we'll see. Anyway, so hopefully we win the Mariners game and I finish this. And I think I'm going to stay home today, even though it's Monday, just because it's probably going to be quite loud and everything in the pub, and we have to get a few errands done. So I don't think I can go to knit night today. But I'm just really excited because this will either get done today or early tomorrow, and I'm really hoping for today. It's around 6:30. I just turned it on to let you know that I joined in a new ball of yarn, and I am halfway down the sleeve. So this is the 10 mark. I have 10 more to go. So I guess I'm actually almost done the sleeve in terms of how much more I have to knit, but it is again the evening time. So we'll see how bedtime routine and cleaning up goes, but I'm really excited. I think I can still finish today, and then we'll see about blocking and everything. I'm not sure about the check before blocking. I might be, definitely it'll be dark, but this is what it looks like, and the sleeve is looking quite short, so hopefully this just blocks out widthwise and then the sleeve just comes down, but we'll see again. It's really late at around 11:30 at night, but I just finished. I just put on jeans so I could show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to block it. I really wanted to finish it tonight so that it has the few extra hours to dry, and hopefully it'll dry probably not by tomorrow but by Wednesday, and then this video will probably go up on Thursday is what I'm hoping, hopefully. But you can see how short the sleeves are, and this is what it currently fits like on me. And I'm hoping that things will just block out width-wise, and the sleeves will become this length, so just bracelet length. I don't want it to be super long, but I'm hoping for a bracelet length, and I think we can achieve it. If not, I could always add a few more rows onto the sleeves, and that can definitely happen. But I really like how squishy everything looks. It's actually pretty okay, close to skin, but I also am not super sensitive to wool, so this is what it's like. It's not super soft, but it's also not super itchy. I don't want it to completely stretch out, but I'm okay with it getting a little larger if that's what's going to happen. And I will just now block this and then go to sleep. I am so tired. It's a super misty day, which is perfect for taking photos of the fireplace sweater, and I'm so happy with how it all blocked out. When I was actually washing it, it was quite sudsy, so I think the soap that Lime brand uses to wash their wools maybe is a little sudsy, because usually it doesn't come out like that, but everything just relaxed really beautifully. The length is exactly as I want it. The neckline didn't stretch out too much. I think if it does stretch out more than this though, I will probably just add an elastic to it, but I think right now it's it's fine. And even if it goes a little deeper, I think it'll be fine. It's just I don't want it to go too deep. And I'm so happy with how this has turned out. I'll pan you down to show you what it looks like. This is the full look of the sweater. The sleeves could have been a little longer, but I'm happy with the length that it currently landed at. I think with wear, this will actually stretch out width-wise, which would make this go a little longer, and it shouldn't get any shorter than this. So I think it'll be fine. The length of the body is actually really great, and I just followed the instructions completely, and the length of the body is where I wanted to hit. Even when I'm wearing jeans, it doesn't cover my butt, but it does hit at just right where my hips are, and so I'm really happy. The oversized fit is pretty oversized, and this is one of those sweaters where I think if I lift my arms, then it might kind of lift up depending on how I lift it. I think even wearing jackets, it should be okay though with just how everything fits. If I put in my jacket like this, it should fit under jackets, so that's all right. The faux cables, I'm just wearing a bralette under this right now. I'm not wearing any t-shirts. It fits fine. It feels fine. And the faux cables aren't super lacy where you could see through everything, and I'm really happy with how that came out as well. I think when I wear t-shirts and things under this, it will also look fine and you wouldn't really be able to tell, and I'm just really happy overall. I'm so happy with all the textures that came out and just how it looks and how bouncy, how warm, how squishy everything is. So I highly recommend this pattern if you don't mind having the separate rows, the different rows from the front to the back. After I wrapped my head around it, it became a lot better, but at the very beginning I was getting kind of confused about where I was supposed to be, and so that's the only thing. Other than that, I think it was a great pattern and I'm really happy. And I will definitely let you know when the Fireplace Sweater is released. It does have quite a long test deadline at sometime in mid-December, so I think it'll probably be released either at the end of this year, at the very tail end of this year, or sometime in 2026, which is crazy to say. And I am just really happy with how it just looks, as I said, and the warmth. It really screams a winter sweater to me. I've been wanting to make a cream colored white, this Aran weight sweater for a while, which is why I had this yarn, and so I'm really happy that I was able to make this one. And I think the twisted rib cabling looks so good, even though it is kind of a pain to twist and cable without a cable needle. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you can, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.